Hello again. This is the second part of Lab 4 tutorial pertaining to this electrical drawing. I've started my AutoCAD. Let's start from blank. And let's recall or go File, New, and then recall the template that we have created or upgraded in the previous tutorial with title block. Make sure the title block is there. It's a good idea to leave it blank, except maybe drawn by. This is always going to be your name. Revision number 0, unless of course you have other revisions. And scale will change from drawing to drawing. Same thing with date. So let's go to model space. Let's go to layer properties manager. Keep it open. And let's see what he wants for drawing number 2. Look at drawing number 2 instructions. We need 4 layers. Part in white, annotation in magenta, dimensions in red as usual, then title block in white. So I've got dimensions in red. Floor plan, I don't have floor plan. Again, make sure that your template is either doesn't have any extra layers other than 0, or you need to keep changing the names of these layers. So this is part, and it is in white, and then annotation instead of labels in magenta. So right click, rename annotation, and it needs to be in magenta. Look at here, it says magenta, which is really violet. Then need another layer called title block. So new title block, also in white. Okay. These are the, he didn't say anything about line weight, so we can just leave it at as default. And let's look at the properties for dimensions and text. So dimensions, is said paper size for the arrow is 5 millimeters, and paper text height 7.5 millimeters. So let's minimize the layer properties manager, go annotation, dimensions, make sure it's annotative and it is set current, modify. Primary units, again, no suffix, scale factor of 1. Trailing zeros, whether it's suppressed or not, it doesn't make any difference because the drawing itself has only one dimension line. And you can see the dimension line has 1 precision, no trailing zeros, so this is not going to make any difference. Again, precision has to be 1 decimal point. Text size, let's see what he says about text size for dimensions. Okay, it says 7.5 millimeters. So this needs to be 7.5 millimeters. Be careful with the text style. Leave it as standard. If you put it as annotative, you might find this to be grayed out. You cannot access it because it's reading from the text style. Now, didn't say anything about the offset, so we're just going to leave it as default. Symbols and arrows, he said the arrow size on paper will be 5 millimeters. So we're going to change this to 5, and we'll say OK. Close, and now let's go to text style. Text style, he said 7 millimeter on paper for this text. So I'm going to say 7.5. Oh, sorry, 7. And apply, close. Okay, we're ready to start. So let's make the part layer current. And now we can start by drawing a large arc with a small arc. This large arc and then this small arc. And he also gave you dimensions. He said start by making a large arc of radius 6.25 and then attach a smaller arc of radius 1.25. So I'm going to use the arc command, start, center, and angle. And remember, with angles, if the angle is positive, your arc is going to go counterclockwise. And if your angle is negative, the arc is going to go clockwise. So click the command, notice what's happening in the command line. He says, where is the start point? I could start anywhere, doesn't matter. So I'm going to click here, and it says specify the center. Well, if the arc has a radius of 6.25, then the center is going to be at minus 6.25 comma 0. Enter. And the angle is going to be 180 degrees. Enter. And of course it's so small we don't see anything, so we double click the wheel, and then there is the arc. Okay, let's do another arc. Be careful with the space bar. As we said before, space bar means repeat the last command. With the arc command, it doesn't work as you would expect it. So it's better to always click on this command to repeat it the way you want it to work. So we're going to snap to the end, and then of course the radius is 1.25, so we're going to say at minus 1.25 comma 0, and I want to go clockwise direction, so minus 180 degrees, and there are my two arcs. Be careful with the object snaps. Go to settings and make sure that perpendicular is turned off. This might cause some problems for this particular drawing. Okay, we don't need quadrant either, but let's leave it. I need endpoint for sure. I don't need midpoint. So all these are in this particular drawing, they're not necessary. That's all I need actually. So just say okay with endpoint. Now let's go copy, and we can select both of them, spacebar or enter when you're done. Pick it up from this endpoint, place it on this endpoint, another endpoint, and another endpoint. Sometimes AutoCAD behaves in a way that you would not expect. It does not go back enough. It does not go to the left. Here's another one I could catch. Okay, so what you do is escape and then regen, double click. Now we can see that we can continue. How many do I need? I need 5 additional ones. Right? If you look at the drawing, you see you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 arcs. Right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I need another one. So I will copy again, copy from this end to that end. And that basically makes this with one extra piece that is sitting here. So we're just going to click it and then delete. All right, so the dimension from center to center for this phase is 112.5 millimeters. So if we know the length from end to end, we can subtract it from 112.5 and divide it by 2, and we have 2 equal segments. So you can take the measurement ruler and from end to end, and notice here it says 62.5. So 112 minus 112.5 minus 62.5 results in 50. 50 divided by 2 is 25. So we can do a line from this end and then at 25,0, enter, and then spacebar or escape, get out of the command. We can copy the command, or we can do a line command from the other end as well. So copy command, spacebar from this end to that end. And just to be sure, we can measure again from end to end, and it should say 112.5, as you can see here. Of course, it says minus because I started from right to left. If you start from left to right, it's going to give you a positive answer. Now, of course, this is made up of many different segments, arcs and lines. We want to turn this into one block or one joined symbol. So we're going to use the pedit command. So type pedit, enter, and it says select polyline. So just select any part of this symbol or this configuration, and it says, do you want to turn it into one? And the default is yes, so you can say Y. You can type Y for yes, or just hit enter. And now it says, what do you want to do with this? You can type J, enter, or you can click on the word join. Now it says select objects, so I can use a selection rectangle, select all of them. When I'm finished, enter or spacebar, and then it says enter an object, just hit enter one more time. Now when you select anywhere on the object, it should select the entire configuration. So now it's behaving like a single entity. Now I need two more of this phase symbol, so I could use the copy command, and then from any place 1 and 2. Okay, you can see that one of them is rotated to the counterclockwise direction, and the other one is clockwise direction. This looks like an equilateral triangle, so we've got 60 degrees in these three corners. So let's take this and then rotate command from this end, and now where do I want to rotate it? I will type 60 degrees because I need to go counterclockwise direction, which is positive. Enter, and then move command. Move what? Move this spacebar from this end to that end. Then do the same thing for this. Rotate from this end minus 60 degrees. Enter. Move this object spacebar from this end to this end. You can see that it is nicely joined. So that's the basic configuration. Now we need these three dots, and the three dots, he said each one has a size of 5 millimeters. There it is, radius of 5 millimeters. So we can invoke the circle command and then go to one corner and type 5, enter, and then we can copy it from here and spacebar, pick it up from the center or the end to this end to that end, spacebar. Let's do some trimming. Trim command, select all three circles, spacebar, choose all of them. So now everything is trimmed. Let's use the hatch command. Solid is what we want, and of course be careful. Now I need solid, not angled. So there's the solid. 2, 3, and then enter. And that completes the part. Now let's do the this dimension is easy to get out of the way. So let's go dimension layer and go linear from center to center. Aha, same problem as before. What's happening? The same old mistake. We did not set the annotation scale. So we need to go to our layout tab, model space, get rid of this, and then make sure it is unlocked, double click, regen, and let's try 1 to 2 or 1 to 1. Even 1 to 1 is fine. So 1 to 1 is good. Let's lock it. Go back to model space. Set annotation scale to 1 to 1. Okay, let's do the linear dimension again. Yeah, 1 to 1 is what we want. From here to there. And it looks much nicer now. Let's put it a little bit away so that we leave room for this. And notice that these lines are not inside the circles. So we can simply choose and then choose this handle. Hold the shift key down so you don't change the dimension. So that I will go down vertically. Click. What happened is the snaps. The snaps are causing it to go back. So I'm going to turn off the snaps temporarily. Click the handle again, shift key, go down, click, then click the other handle, shift key, go down, and click. Of course, if you want to be more precise, you can make a line from here to there. This is okay. It's close enough, but if you want to be accurate, it's possible. You can zoom in, take this handle, shift key, and click. Let's get rid of this. Okay, let's do the annotation. Let's go annotation. And I need to type phase A, phase B, and phase C. So text, phase A is the lower one, adjust, click outside. Okay, we said the size for this text is going to be on drawing number 2, 7 millimeters. Okay, let's go and double check. 7 millimeters. Okay, and if you're in doubt, you always can go to paper space and zoom in and then measure. So from here to there, and you can see that it is exactly 7.00. It'll be plus or minus a few fractions, but very close to 7 because we don't have snap points on paper space. So let's go back and copy this twice or create new ones. That's up to you, and then double click. This is going to be phase B, and then double click on this one, and this is phase C. We need to rotate this 60 degrees, so rotate from anywhere, click 60, and there it is, and then move it there. This one is minus 60 degrees rotation, so rotate from this corner minus 60 degrees. Oops, make sure, well, that was selected as well, so it did both of them. Okay, let's rotate this one, rotate, and then this one's going to be minus 60 degrees. Select it and then place it. There is no particular requirements for placement of these. Try to make them as centered as possible, but there is no precise dimensions as to where they need to go. Okay, now we need to write this phrase, three-phase delta configuration. So we're going to go to annotation or title block, or put it on the 0 layer. So we're going to go text. Oops. Now see what happened when those were selected, they went to a different layer. So we must make sure there's nothing selected when we go to choose another layer. We can put it on title block as well. So we're going to say like this. Three-phase delta configuration. Okay, let's go to my tab and make sure that on Paperspace, title block is actually placed on title block. See, now it's placed on part. The viewport is placed on layer 0. So we're going to say, make sure that you're again on Paperspace, Control A, place everything on title block. And you can go model space, unlock, adjust this slightly so that it looks clear from the title block table. Remember to fill in this information, and that basically concludes this tutorial. Good luck.